Take a moment and picture this. What if I told you there are two powerful stories? Two possibilities that could completely reshape the future of the Golden State Warriors. Moves so daring that they might redefine the NBA over the next few years. And no, this isn't empty speculation. These are real scenarios that could immediately impact both the present and the future of the franchise. But before we dive into the details that could set the league on fire, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is the place where you'll find the hottest rumors and deep analysis you won't see anywhere else. Trust me, you'll want to catch every part of this story. News 1. What does it really mean when the biggest star of a franchise speaks up and asks for a specific player? And what if that player isn't just another name, but a symbol of what made the team great? Someone who once played a major role in a legendary chapter of their history. That's exactly the situation in San Francisco right now. The rumor we're about to explore might not only change the Warriors' rotation, but also redefine the spirit of a dynasty still fighting to survive. When you talk about the Warriors, you're talking about a team that transformed basketball. A group that made history by reinventing how the game is played. They turned the three-point shot into an art form and speed into a deadly weapon. But no dynasty lasts forever without adapting. Back in 2022, the Warriors had a roster that seemed nearly unbeatable, blending explosive offense with suffocating defense. At the center of that defense was Gary Payton II. The son of a Hall of Famer, Payton carried more than numbers. He brought energy, relentless hustle, and the mentality that every possession mattered, like life or death. When the championship trophy returned to Golden State that year, he was there. Maybe not lighting up the box score, but delivering the intangibles that championship teams need. Now, 3 years later, the big question lingers. Is Gary Payton II coming back? Before we get deeper, let me remind all true Warriors fans, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because this saga is only beginning, and you won't want to miss the next big update. Here's the news. The rumor comes from a respected voice, Brandon "Scoop" B. Robinson. According to him, Stephen Curry himself, the face of the franchise, wants Gary Payton II back. And when Curry asks, it means something. This is the man who redefined basketball, making it clear he wants one specific player by his side again. Payton is currently an unrestricted free agent after a season where he played 62 games for the Warriors. He posted steady numbers, 6.5 points, 3 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and nearly a steal per game, along with an excellent 57.4% shooting percentage. Although his three-point shot isn't elite, 32.6%, his value goes far beyond scoring. It's his defense, his hustle, and his chemistry with the team that make him stand out. But here's the twist. If Curry wants him back, why haven't the Warriors moved yet? The reason is Jonathan Kuminga. The 22-year-old forward is both an asset and a complication. He rejected a 2-year, $45 million offer because the second year came with a team option instead of a player option. That created friction, and to make matters worse, his relationship with head coach Steve Kerr isn't great. This tension has frozen the Warriors' offseason. With no cap space and no teams willing to absorb Kuminga in a big deal, negotiations with the Suns and Kings stalled. The Warriors didn't like the offers, and now the market feels cold. Meanwhile, Golden State urgently needs changes. That second-round loss to the Timberwolves exposed their flaws. They barely got past the Rockets in 7 games, and when they faced Minnesota, disaster struck. Kuminga suffered a thigh tendon injury in Game 1 and was out the rest of the series. Without him, the Warriors collapsed. The truth became obvious. They lacked depth, defense, and veteran experience beyond their core stars. That's why the Gary Payton II rumor is building so much momentum. Payton isn't a 20-point scorer, but he transforms how the team defends. He knows Kerr's system, understands the mindset that built those championships, and fits perfectly into their culture. Bringing him back could be the first step toward another run. And it may not stop there. Reports from the Dallas Hoops Journal suggest that once Kuminga's situation is settled, the Warriors will push hard in the market. Along with Payton, names like Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton are on their radar. Horford would add much-needed experience inside, something they lacked against Minnesota. Melton would provide defense and versatility in the backcourt. Together, they could help reshape a roster that looked worn out. But it all depends on what happens with Kuminga. If he stays, can he work with Kerr again despite the tension? If he leaves, will the Warriors get enough in return for such a young talent? It's a dilemma, tying together the team's present, future, and legacy. Now think about this. If Curry is asking for Gary Payton II, is it just about defense, or is it about keeping the spirit of their dynasty alive? Could bringing back a trusted veteran who knows the championship path be the missing key for one last push? I want to know what you think. Does this move make sense? Could Payton be just a small detail, or the vital piece the Warriors need to rediscover their identity? Share your thoughts in the comments. News 2. Now, imagine this. The lights of Chase Center are blazing, the crowd is roaring, and then the announcer introduces two legends side by side. Stephen Curry walks onto the court next to LeBron James. Yes, Curry and LeBron. Two of the greatest players in NBA history wearing the same jersey. It sounds impossible, but this rumor is heating up. And it all begins with one key piece already on the Warriors: Jimmy Butler. How did we get here? Back in February, Golden State made a bold move to revive their competitive fire. They added Butler, a former Miami Heat star, six-time All-Star, and proven leader. With him, the Warriors reached the Western Conference semifinals for the second time in 3 years. It showed consistency, but also revealed something important. This roster still isn't enough to win another title. Here's where it gets interesting. Reporter Peter O'Keefe from Blue Man Hoop revealed analysis that shook up the offseason. The Warriors are chasing an old dream, bringing in Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Butler is the piece that could make it happen. Why? Because Butler's contract is the easiest way to balance salaries before adding the young prospects and draft picks needed in such a massive trade. It's risky, but the reward is huge. Giannis changes everything for any team he joins, but the plot doesn't end there. Another superstar is also in the conversation: LeBron James. A four-time NBA champion, four-time MVP, and a legend who, even at nearly 40 years old, remains one of the league's best. If the Warriors truly want to create a dream scenario, Butler could also be the financial key to absorbing LeBron's massive $52.6 million salary. The rest of the deal would involve picks and young players. Think about it. LeBron James, who has already left his mark on 3 different franchises, still playing at an elite level. Does he have enough left for another title run? The numbers say yes. In February, the same month Luka Doncic joined the Lakers, LeBron averaged 29.3 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 6.9 assists per game, while shooting 55.5% from the field and 44.3% from deep. The Lakers went 10-2 that month. Over the season, he averaged 24.4 points, 8.2 assists, and 7.8 rebounds, shooting over 51%. Despite that, the Lakers fell in the first round of the playoffs. So here's the dilemma. Will LeBron finish his career without another title run? Or will he look for the perfect situation to make one last push for glory? Now imagine him with Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, coached by Steve Kerr, in a system built around ball movement, intelligence, and deadly shooting. It would shake the entire NBA. The balance of power would shift instantly, and the Warriors would once again be at the center of basketball's universe. But it won't come without sacrifice. To make room for LeBron, or even Giannis, Jimmy Butler has to go. And that raises the big question. Is it worth trading away a player who just joined, who brings toughness, leadership, and playoff experience for a superstar who might only stay 1 or 2 seasons? Butler isn't just another piece. He represents hard work, leadership, and clutch performances. But history shows that to make greatness happen, risks must be taken. If LeBron arrives, even without a guaranteed title, the NBA will stop and watch. Every game would be a spectacle. Fans would witness something they've dreamed of but never believed possible. Curry and LeBron on the same team. And if Giannis were added later, it could rival the formation of Kevin Durant's super team years ago. On the other hand, if no trade happens, the Warriors will keep Butler and continue building around him and Curry. That path is safer, but is it enough to compete with teams like the Timberwolves, Nuggets, or even a reloaded Lakers squad? So here's my question for you. Would you make the trade? Would you give up Butler for LeBron James, knowing the impact would be immediate but possibly short-lived? Or would you keep Butler as the anchor for the next few seasons? Tell me your opinion in the comments. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a like. Because this saga is only getting started, and each chapter promises to be more explosive than the last.